guys, it's Reagan and welcome to the start of another reading vlog. You are currently basking in the glow of my Christmas tree because it is officially the holiday season and I could not be happier. That being said, a few things to announce. So this video I'm really excited about for a variety of reasons. One, it's a weekend reading vlog, which I feel like I haven't done a full weekend vlog in a while. This weekend's going to be a combination of doing nothing because I really want to do as little as possible in the month of December, but also doing a little bit of things as I am hanging out with some friends this weekend. Clay and I have a birthday party and I am getting drinks and seeing a movie with a good friend of mine, so I will bring you guys along. The other thing I wanted to say is that this is my first official going live video. I did film another video with this camera, but I did get a new vlog camera, which we're filming on now. So I'm still working out the exact mechanics of this thing. But I'm really excited to hopefully be bringing you guys better quality. But excuse me while I try to figure it out. And then the third thing is that the book I'm reading for this vlog, I am so excited for. I would say this is probably my most anticipated release of 2021. So the fact that it's finally in my hands, I feel like is a really big deal. So without further ado, let's chat about the book I hope to read, and we'll be reading basically after I film this clip. Here's Matilda, but here is my book. I did start it this morning, but I'm gonna be reading Jade Legacy throughout the entirety of this vlog. I would love to say I want to finish it before the end of the weekend, but it is 700 pages long, so we'll see how successful I am. Nonetheless, this is the third and final book to the Greenbone Saga, one of my favorite urban fantasy stories. I've already started it. I've read about 60 pages or so, and already it's very intense. We're following some of our favorite characters right off the bat, Kilo and Shay. My favorite character is Wen. I'll talk more about my initial thoughts and feelings after I read a bit more. I'm actually going to sit down and read now and enjoy my Christmas tree, which I have mostly decorated this Christmas tree, but I have a few other ornaments. There are some right there in a coffee maker, which I need to wrap for my mom. But I have, and Sleeping Matilda, but I kind of just put up my general ornaments because I needed to shoot some content, and I'm a big fan. I got a new tree this year. But I have kind of my fun ornaments and a few other ornaments I want to put on the tree. So I plan to vlog and decorate my Christmas tree a bit with you guys. I'll also try to show you the rest of my Christmas decor as I have added more since the last time I've seen you or vlogged. But anyway, yeah, welcome to the vlog. I'm so excited to be reading Jade Legacy. I feel like it's gonna destroy me. I did a poll on Instagram and 90% of you guys said I was not gonna be okay. So I'm pretty sure that's a strong forecast. 90% chance I will no longer be a functioning human being by the end of the weekend, but TBD. That's all I gotta say to that. But anyway, I'm literally gonna put my faux fireplace on right now and do some reading. Clay's finishing up work, and then I think we're just gonna lay low for the night. We're kind of behind on Succession. Now I'm rambling. But anyway, I'm gonna read. Okay, goodbye. Would not be winter or fall without Fireplace for Your Home on Netflix. Oop, that was a fast refocus. But anyway, I have the fireplace going. I have my book. I have my gin bookmark in here. And we are going to get to read it. Yes, I will keep you guys posted and let you know how far I get. Hi everyone, it's me. I wanted to check in because I've read 150 pages of Jade Legacy so far. And I guess a little context about this book, and then obviously my initial thoughts and feelings. I've talked about this series a lot, but if you're not familiar, the Greenbone Saga is an Asian-inspired urban fantasy story set in the fictional city of Kekon. Here and in this world, on the island of Kekon, they have this item called jade, and people with a certain ancestry are able to wear it and harness it, and you basically become faster, stronger. You can have a type of sort of magic, if you will, that helps you in combat, but also can help in other things. The city is also controlled by two very powerful crime families. And throughout the series, we're basically following perspectives mostly from different members within this family. We do have a few deviating perspectives for individuals for kind of like important, not only competing interests, but perhaps secondary movements or just other people kind of existing in the space. But the primary characters we follow throughout the entire series are different members of this family. And this series is so successful, not only for just the interesting world and the politics of it all and all the different characters, but the writing is just so unbelievably engaging, and just the character dynamics are fascinating. Obviously, we're watching people navigate in a very complicated, they call it a slow war, so their competition with that competing clan, but also trying to secure their interests abroad as globalization is becoming more of a factor for their economy, and like international interests are starting to impact their shores as well. But seeing all these characters, not only, they're all very flawed, like try their best at their very difficult jobs, but they're also all related. So there's so much messy history and messy emotions and reactions to each other that just make this series so incredible. I enjoy reading from any perspective. I have my personal favorite characters, particularly Wen has always been one of my favorites. I find her quiet but very like strong. This series just does such a great job having like explosive combat, intricate behind the scenes politics, like things spanning from the news and like public perception to economic impact, both locally and internationally. You obviously have like your classic sort of crime organizational stuff, like people and businesses have to pay tribute in certain areas, so these groups are kind of competing and fighting over certain elements of territory to help bolster their own position. And then obviously Jade is at the center of it all. It's their most lucrative export. It's also the most important part in terms of fighting and maintaining their powers and kind of supporting their own individual armies against each other. It's just so great. And I feel like Fonda Lee has done such a good job escalating the conflict in this book too. As I mentioned, it's gotten more global in scale. We've traveled to different shores in different countries who have nothing to do with KCON or its culture, but obviously through globalization and trade and just all of those things, it's starting to impact them. But also in the same time, there's also people who have left KCON and has traveled to different shores. And we also explore kind of the impact culturally of what it means to be a green bone somewhere else. It's just like there's so many layers to the series, and Fonda Lee does such a good job exploring all those different avenues. But in terms of Jade Legacy so far, I mean, I've only read 150 pages. There's going to be a lot that I just feel like is going to unfold, but it starts out swinging. It's emotional. We're featuring, I feel like right now it's kind of starting slow, not only just introducing us to kind of our characters' point of views that we're used to seeing, from the Pillar to the Weatherman, who are the most powerful people in the clan. One is kind of front-facing, the Weatherman's like back office economic political stuff. And kind of seeing not only their complicated dynamic with each other, but them trying to kind of figure out and outmaneuver the competing clan, which is a consistent storyline, has been great. But there's also a lot of turbulence within the family based off of the events of the last book. There is about a 1.5 year time skip between books 2 and 3, so a lot of issues have been left to simmer. And even through the 150 pages I've read, I want to say a good 6 months have already passed, which I kind of appreciate, because a lot of the things that Fonda Lee explores, especially from a political side, like need time to actually manifest itself. But you can just already see the beginnings, not only of this slow war starting to really heat up, which has been kind of happening in the second book too, but also the international component is also starting to get larger, and like possible alliances like outside of the city itself, I feel like might be coming down the line. I don't know for sure on that one. But yeah, 150 pages in, I'm immediately grasped. I'm just fascinated by everything going on. But I'm also just like emotionally distressed by a lot of these relationships that are just happening completely outside of this sort of clan war, like from marriages to cheating to all of these things that are also very human and happening behind the scenes. It's just impacting me deeply. And Wen, I keep saying it, would fight anyone for. Wen, greatest character in the series. I feel like everyone loves Hilo. I love Hilo. I love Shay. I love Andon. I love so many people, but Wen, MVP of the entire series. Anyway, I am gonna make some cookies now and watch some TV, but I did want to say I read 150 pages, which I'm pleased with, and I will be reading more tonight for sure, but just wanted to give you a bit of kind of an overview and then initial thoughts. Like nothing wild has happened yet, but you know, I still have a lot of this book left, so we'll see. But I'm definitely intrigued and pulled in immediately, which is always a great feeling. Some selling sunset relaxation and follow me to the kitchen because, oh wow, Christmas cookies. I haven't mentioned, I got a new tripod, so hopefully you guys are a bit more steady as I move you around. But let me know. It's the best time of year for the best cookies of the year. I love these things. Late night burger and fries kind of night. And then we're gonna watch an episode of Succession. Not Law and Order. And to sleep I go, everyone. Matilda and I, we're hanging out. I'm gonna read more Jade Legacy. I'm still getting used to this camera too. The lens is over here. See, if I look at the lens, I'm not looking at the camera versus my old camera was like up. So I'm like, it's a conscious effort to see if I'm in focus, but then not to stare over there. But anyway, oh, Matilda's so cute. I'm gonna read more Jade Legacy. I'm gonna try to pass into the 200-page mark tonight and then read more tomorrow morning. I have a pretty busy day tomorrow, being a little social butterfly, but Sunday resumes my activities of doing as little as possible. So, can't wait. Good morning, everyone. Also, Sunday is the day I try the baking soda trick, I promise. I just didn't want to do it this morning, but I am up, hanging out with Matilda on the couch over there. Christmas tree is on, fireplace is on, and I'm doing some reading. I did read over the 200-page mark last night. Oh my gosh, can you see Matilda? And there she is. Honestly, this book is good so far. I feel like it's spending a lot of time, which makes sense, sort of setting up the long end conflict. There's also been a pretty significant time skips, which I wasn't anticipating, but I do think it's an interesting choice. Reading more this morning before we head to a friend's birthday party, trying to get almost page 300, but we shall see. Anyway, hi. Ignore the fact that I'm kind of dressed like the berries and cream TikTok character, but yeah, I am about to leave for a friend's birthday thing, but I was able to read a good amount. I'm just under the 300-page mark, and this book is interesting. I do feel like the first chunk I've read has been really about like setting things up for the explosive ending. So we're just kind of seeing pieces and like maneuverings through a pretty significant, again, period of time that I feel like are going to become very relevant later on in the book. So I'm kind of just like waiting for the moment when like it hits the fan, if you know what I mean. That being said, something I am appreciating just generally is that there is a continual expansion of like outside forces outside of the clan war that's very central to the story itself. In the second book, I felt like we got an expanded view from like an international player perspective, basically surrounding the island of Cardigan. There are two powers who have been at war for a long time. One is kind of supposed to be like an America Western power, and the other is just like another regional power in the space, and they have been at odds. And Cardigan is kind of like in the middle and like very neutral, but because of their production of jade, which is a very powerful military tool, they're also kind of an important figure within the conflict itself. And not only is this conflict kind of heating up and both sides are kind of looking to gain leverage over the other, and Cardigan is being used in that sort of situation. And obviously the clans have a lot of power with these two different militaries. But there was kind of like a larger international expansion going on within the clans itself from like an economic and political point of view that was really explored in book 2, which obviously is continuing to happen. We're definitely traveling between different lands, but something that is interesting that is starting to be a part of this book is an undercurrent of like local politics, but being anti-clan. We have chapters of like a movement that like wants to break up the clans, but you also see how other international like important governments would want to either suppress or bolster this movement based on their own position within the conflict. So intermixed with all of these very intense chapters of a lot of our favorite characters, Hilo and all of that. We have these sort of side chapters on the rise of like anti-clan sentiment and this like separate group and movement that's happening within the city. And I just know things are gonna get wild with that, and I just don't know exactly how. Interesting and like logical expansion to kind of add to the mix of already so many different things happening. And it's just such a fascinating read, and all the characters are also so intense. So like Hilo, for example, so like seeing him like maneuver around. I also feel like Hilo's characters has had so much growth from book 1 to book 3. Like seeing him come into his position and also seeing him gain some additional tools outside of like violence has been really great to see as well. And just using his brain more, if you will. He's a good character to read from. He's a really interesting, important figure within the family, which I like. But obviously I'm reading a lot. I'm just kind of in a holding pattern. I'm waiting for stuff to hit the fan, and I'm really looking forward to it. But I do have plans. I'm gonna be gone for most of the day, but I'm gonna read more later this evening, and then obviously do a lot of reading tomorrow. And then also tomorrow we're going to decorate or finish decorating the tree. It's gonna happen, and I can't wait. We have made it to our destination. It's like a beer arcade place. It's also 70 degrees outside on December 3rd or 4th. Yeehaw. Look how beautiful this view is. Wow. This is the old Joe's Crab Shack. Got to embrace it.
We're gonna have a good time. It's Saturday night? It's Saturday night.
Yeah. Lost track of the days.
I don't know what day it is, but it feels good to be here. I'm so happy to be here, and we're so happy to be here. It feels good to play some music.
Just like that, I am back home in bed. A very fun and full, eventful day with my friends around the city. I started the day, I'm sure you saw, with going to an arcade for a friend's birthday party. And then I met up with another friend because she won tickets to a screening of Licorice Pizza, which is a new movie, has the Haim sisters in it. And then they showed up at the screening and then performed some songs, which was super cool. Was not expecting that. Definitely a very unique experience, and I'm really grateful my friend invited me to go, and she won tickets. In terms of the movie, I did like it, but I also am confused by, there's like a really huge age gap in the movie, and like no one's ever talking about it in the movie, and I'm like confused by that. So like that part of the movie really kind of tanks it for me, even though I really like the acting and I thought Alana Haim did like a really good job. It's more of like a writing and direction thing I'm kind of confused by. Anywho, I am home now, in bed already, like immediately. And then obviously tomorrow I am not leaving my apartment, but I'm going to do some reading tonight before going to sleep. But I plan to do a lot of reading tomorrow, and I don't know if I'm gonna be able to finish Jade Legacy tomorrow, but I'm gonna try to get the furthest I possibly can. So good night, wish me luck. I will see you all tomorrow morning. Good morning, everyone, from Matilda and me. I have just been up and reading, making some good progress. Coffee, the fireplace was on, but it turned off. Oh my gosh. I feel like the last time I checked in, I was basically saying, oh, it's a lot of setup. I'm waiting for things to kind of hit the fan. Well, things hit the fan, and it was an anxious time. I am in the 300 page mark. I'm not quite halfway through yet. I didn't get to read too much last night. I fell asleep pretty much immediately when I got home. But I did do some reading this morning. I'm obviously going to do a lot more reading throughout the day, but things are really starting to heat up. And I'm just really curious to see how this book is going to end. I really appreciate kind of, again, how much time has passed throughout this third book. I mean, we're talking like a decade of time, which is pretty wild. But I'm really liking it. Things are crazy. Matilda and I have just been hanging. I'm now going to get up and get ready for the day because I am in pajamas. Happy Sunday. Just in a little festive outfit. I'm actually going to film a video. I was watching the Bears game, but it's not going so hot. So I said, let's film a YouTube video and distract myself. So I'm up and dressed. After I film my video, I'm going to reward myself with being able to finish off my Christmas tree. So I'll show you guys that once I'm done. And I do need to figure out some food. But again, all of that post-filming is the plan. But just wanted to let you know, I did get dressed on Sunday, which honestly was not what I was planning, but proud of myself. Hi, it's me. Football is on. I'm not really watching it though, but I am about to finish up my Christmas tree, but I wanted to walk you through some of the ornaments that I haven't put on. So for context, I have started decorating, but I just have kind of my standard bulbs on, like my glass bulbs that I have here, and then like some glitter bulbs, but like my more fun decorations I have not put on, and I'm gonna walk you through them. So perhaps no one cares about this but me, but I love ornaments and I love collecting, I don't know, hodgepodge. Well, first I have these like spiky guys. I thought they were kind of fun, like little mid-century moments. So I'm gonna put those throughout, but I got this ornament. It is a stick of butter, which I think is hilarious. Oh, this lights up. This entire time I didn't know this lit up. Wait, this is absolutely game-changing. I need to put batteries in this. Oh my gosh, it already has batteries. Okay, so this lights up and it's like a mini version of a lot of the glass trees I have around my apartment. I can't believe that lights up. I have this ornament, which is like, you know, Big Apple kind of reference, New York City ornament, which I think is super cute. I have this, which I got in London, little telephone booth. Another one of these, which kind of goes with like this vibe. This sneaker, which Clay and I picked out from the Met. And then I have just these little trucks with Christmas trees because I think they're fun. And then lastly, Matilda. So I'm going to now like kind of hang these all up, finish the decorating process, if you will. We'll do a little time lapse together. And voila, we are done with the tree for now. Did I buy this butter ornament because of BTS? I will neither confirm nor deny. I also wanted to put Millie's ornament somewhere where she could see it, right by her bed. It's for her. But I really like my Christmas tree. I feel like this is the first year where I had like thought about like what kind of tree I wanted. I wanted like a really retro, sort of mid-century-ish looking tree. I'm a big fan of the tinsel. I like the glitter. It's a good time, and it's gonna be great ambiance for reading. I am eating a salad for lunch, which I'm feeling pretty chuffed about. I'm not gonna lie. So yeah, just proud of myself for eating some vegetables because it's been a minute. Ceremonial candle is about to be lit as I'm about to sit down and have quite the reading sprint. Oh, Millie. Also gonna move this fire hazard. No one knocked, Matilda. You mad woman. It's all good. Oh, I'm in pajamas already. And I'm about to have my final cup of coffee of the day before I do the vinegar and baking soda trick. But I want to have coffee first before I do that. And I'm gonna get back to reading Jade Legacy. Oh, I'm spilling coffee everywhere. I'm gonna get back to reading Jade Legacy. I'm obsessed with that book. It's actually wild what's happening right now. And what has happened. I don't want to say anything, obviously, because spoilers. But let's just say I was very distressed for a few chapters there. Well, I'm still very distressed. I don't know why I said for a few chapters. Like, the distress has not ended. It's been a very distressing time. Very distressing day. But I want to read at least another like 250 pages before the end of tonight or more. I also want to watch a lot of Succession. Those are my goals for Sunday evening. So we'll see how they shape up. But anyway, you really just watched a journey of me cleaning, getting coffee, and now I'm gonna go sit down and read. Hi, I've just been reading. I am past the 400 page mark, and it's starting to get to the point where everything is getting very, very satisfying. As I keep mentioning, a lot of time has kind of passed in this book, and a lot of the first part of the book is like set up. You're being introduced to people we know, but like things are kind of happening, and then they end, and you're like, okay, this is probably going to be important again later. And I'm starting to get to the point where later is happening, and plot is kind of unfolding in a way where these things are kind of being brought up. And while I was expecting them to be referenced again or to be important again, some of the developments I can wholeheartedly say I was not expecting. A certain storyline in Resville particularly that is truly wild, and that is like an Asperian city, which is kind of the western country that's present in this book. And I don't even know what to say about that right now. And then also there is kind of a storyline with mercenary combatants that use jade within the story too, and that is unfolding in a way that's just like so wild to me. I just really love how Fondly is able to continue to escalate the storylines we know that has been present throughout the first 3 books, but then continue to add like either new layers to that, but also provide like whole new characters, whole new side storylines that feel very naturally connected and like would it make sense as an extension. So this book is really getting to the point where everything is starting to spiral out of control, and I have under 300 pages left now. It's gonna be all downhill. Like the speed at which we're gonna move, I just already know it's going to be very intense, and I don't know how it's all gonna unwrap, but I'm like a little terrified, if I'm gonna be honest. I don't know if I'm prepared, but I'm gonna do more reading now. I need to make dinner. There's so many things I actually should be doing, but I'm not, and I'm just gonna continue to sit on this couch and read. So I'm about to start dinner. I'm making a very quick dinner tonight. I'm just gonna make some raviolis that we have in the fridge, pasta sauce and spinach. Very low effort. And I'm also going to do the baking soda trick for my mug right now, which I'm really excited about. I love this mug. I use it every day, but it is very stained. And you guys gave me a lot of great recommendations on how to clean it. So I'm gonna try one of them out now. Before I do all of that, I wanna give a quick shout out to the Cal children within the Greenbone Saga series, because I love reading their chapters. It's cool that so much time has passed that we've literally seen these kids grow up completely. And I want a whole like side series on Jaya, Hilo's daughter. Incredible. I love her. I'm obsessed with her. Like, just absolutely obsessed. Anyway, let's clean this mug and make some dinner. All right, this is not a very complicated trick. Oh, Millie. This is not a very complicated trick. You just dump baking soda inside of a mug and like press it to the sides and then let it sit for a little while. So we're gonna test it out. And now I just let it sit for 30 minutes. So we'll come back to this and see. Really making the easiest dinner ever. Some pre-made store-bought raviolis and some pre-made store-bought pasta sauce that I'm gonna mix some spinach into, and then it's back to watching Succession. And dinner is done. Yum. All right, friends, it's time for the mug reveal. I just washed out. It still looks, okay.
It actually helped a lot. It doesn't look like it did because the mug is super stained, so I think I just need to do another round, but the walls are much lighter, and then the base is still pretty stained, but also much lighter. I'll probably do like another round, but I would say pretty successful. Looks better than it did before. So, you know, I'd say a solid 6 out of 10 results, and we can get the other 4 another time. Taking a quick break with dinner to watch Succession. You know, just shifting from one dysfunctional family to another. You know, too much power, too much money, too much time. Every time I watch episodes of Succession, though, I literally just do not understand why anyone would want to do any of their jobs. It doesn't seem worth it at all in any capacity, and it just confuses me. But anywho, show's great. We're watching season 3. We're on episode 6, so time to do that. And it's time for some late night reading. See how far I can get. I'm hopeful I can finish this tomorrow. That means I have to stay up late tonight and focus tomorrow, but luckily this book is incredibly engaging and I don't want to put it down, so I feel like it will be a good encouragement, a good carrot to get through all of my work tomorrow as quickly as I can so I can read as much of this as I can. You might not be able to tell, but I switched back to my old vlog camera. I started editing this video. It's Monday late afternoon, by the way, and I do plan to read more of my book tonight, but I started editing my vlog and I found I do a lot of moving around and it's really shaky and also a little more cropped in than my old vlog camera, and I think I just like don't fully know how to use it. So until I know how to use it, I'm gonna stick with Old Faithful, because I've been using that vlog camera, this vlog camera, for like 7 years, and I just don't want to put out a vlog that I'm like unsatisfied with the quality. So anyway, I'm a little embarrassed, but happy Monday. Matilda has just been hanging out on this chair with me all day. And I'm gonna get back to editing this very vlog you're watching now. And also work to learn how to use this thing. Because I don't think I fully know. Happy to report, I have wrapped up all of my urgent tasks for today. It's about 6:30. So I'm gonna read. So I wanna sit down, actually let's do that right now. Let's just sit down and talk about this book. I have about, I wanna say 150 pages left. I stayed up way too late reading last night, but like what's new? I'm not surprised that I did that. Mostly because I am incredibly distressed at the moment. The things that are occurring and like that I'm in the midst of reading has got my anxiety pulsing to just whole new heights. And I really like don't quite know what to do about it, and I just know it's not going to stop until the end of this book, and I don't know how it's gonna go. That being said, I'm just so impressed how Fonda Lee, I feel like it's really hard to wrap up a trilogy and like make the story feel like whole and complete and satisfying in the amount of time that a trilogy gives you, especially for a fantasy world. And I just have a feeling I'm gonna really, well, I don't know if I'm going to enjoy it. I think it's going to destroy me, but I'm going to appreciate how this particular series wraps up. And just the amount of time that elapsed during the story I was not expecting, but I feel like it was really effective because it allowed Fonda Lee to introduce some new characters. People who were like children or like barely born at the end of the last book are now functioning adults making decisions impacting not only the clan but their families and all of the drama that has to do with that. And I feel like it added and injected like a lot of freshness within the narrative. But yeah, so I'm gonna sit down and read, shower, make dinner, and then just make a priority to finish this book tonight. I do not think that's gonna be an issue. 150 pages should be no problem on my end. I'm sorry I did not vlog at all today. Today kind of got away from me a bit, but we're all done now. Matilda also had a big day at the office. And I just switched back to my old vlog camera. I'm so embarrassed, but please give me your feedback nonetheless because I would still like it. I just don't know what I'm doing with it. I'm technologic. Sometimes I'm like, I feel like I have a grip on technology. I'm like, I know what I'm doing. And then sometimes I'm like completely out of my depth. So I just need to do some more testing
with my camera, but I didn't want to impact this vlog because I'm excited about this vlog. Anyway, I'm gonna read now, among other things. So I'll take you along for that for tonight. Anyway, bye. Before I get to reading, a little pick-me-up. You wouldn't know I'm going to the dentist tomorrow. You wouldn't know. I'm reading and I'm not okay. I don't have anything else to say except I'm not okay. Oh my God, oh my God. No, no, no. I'm so mad. I could cry, I'm gonna cry. Oh my God, I just didn't even know what to do. I just grabbed this vlog camera. I'm not, oh no. Catching up on an episode of Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. So much is occurring, but I'm laundered, trying to bring myself down from my emotional distress. I've also started dinner. Tonight I'm making a new recipe. It's like a shrimp and cannellini white beans. Clay requested this, so we're giving it a try. I never made it before. I'm just marinating some shrimp. I have a better way of showing you that. I'm marinating some shrimp in olive oil, obviously a lot of spices, some fresh parsley, lots of garlic. This is gonna sit for like 10 minutes. It has cherry, grape tomatoes, olive oil, and beans. I'm like incoherent right now. It's a really fast and easy recipe, which is actually great. So we're gonna put it together and try it. This is a dump everything in the pan kind of recipe and see how it turns out. So, all right. Okay, honestly, this looks pretty dang good. Clay just loves beans so much, so he's constantly just looking for new bean recipes to try. And I love beans too, and also this took me like 15 minutes to cook. It was so easy, so hopefully it tastes good. I can add it to the rotation, but it's just about done. Just at the top with some parsley. Ooh, timer's off. Some lime, and consume. Episode 6 of Succession. And then I'm gonna finish this book and probably sob. So, you know, just Monday night vibes. I've delayed long enough. It is time to finish this. I don't think I'm ready, but it must happen. So we're gonna do it now. Hi guys, it's Reagan and welcome to the end of the vlog. The next day, I'm happy and a little distraught to report that I did finish Jade Legacy last night. I am really pleased with the ending of this particular series. I feel like this book had a lot of expectations to live up to. One of my most anticipated books of the year for one of my favorite series. So ending in a way that is satisfying, makes sense, wraps things up, but doesn't wrap things up too perfectly, I know is a very difficult task. And I feel like Fonda Lee did a really good job creating just a fast-paced story, but just creating new plot, new interests that culminated in such a satisfying way. It was emotional. My heart is still not recovered. But in terms of just being engaged and just fully in love with the story, I can genuinely say that was the case. I don't know, I just felt like this was a really effective third book in a series, and it kind of did something I wasn't expecting, and that was, again, this was a story that took over a large period of time, kind of thinking about the current generation and the future generation, and a lot of the things that were set up, we had to wait a long time for them to kind of pay off and develop, but given that time, everything was able to develop in a very logical fashion. Nothing was rushed, everything was kind of given the time and space. It was intense, it was violent, it was emotional, it was heart-wrenching. It's all of the adjectives, and I just really enjoyed this third and final book, and I am happy I was able to get to it this month, and just that it lived up to my expectations in general, because that can be hard, especially for third books in a series. But yeah, I loved it, and I hope you guys enjoyed this vlog, and I will see you soon with another one soon. Goodbye.